Happy Thursday, Tinon. Had the KCD DC here on Tuesday this week, and I gave a little 5-minute lightning talk on everything that went into OCI 1.1. And we put too many things in that release. You can't fit that all in 5 minutes. It's just too much.
Yeah. When you say OCI 1.1, what you really mean is OCI image spec 1.1 and distribution spec 1.1, right?
That was part of the talk, which added an extra 30 seconds into it. I also figured since I was talking to a bunch of people that were into Kubernetes and CNCF and other stuff that I should clarify OCI is not a CNCF project, which I think blows some people's minds. They just make the assumption that it's a CNCF project.
Doesn't OCI predate CNCF, or were they similar timing? I can't remember exactly.
I can't remember either. It was one or the other. They were really close, if not the reverse order. And yeah, historical reasons, we got to be our own little thing.
Yeah, back then the CNCF wasn't sure what it wanted to be. And, you know, they're still not quite sure, but they become kind of a dumping ground for every container related project.
There are quite a few of them too.
Yeah. So at the time, it wasn't an obvious thing that OCI should be part of the CNCF because the CNCF had no idea what it was supposed to be. It had like a data center donation from some company, and it was a whole big weird thing.
It's funny seeing the result, though, of CNCF growing to be this massive, huge project with these big conferences and OCI just being this little stepchild of, oh yeah, them. We should give them a room for a couple hours, make them happy. Not that I'm complaining, but it just is mind-boggling the difference between the two.
Yeah, we're that little wooden block on the XKCD in Wisconsin.
Live in Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska, Wisconsin. Oh, sorry, maybe I shouldn't make that joke.
Jory, you're on mute,
I was
so
just saying, I'm from Oklahoma. You can make all the Midwest, Nebraska, Kansas, Arkansas jokes that you would like to make.
and you just pulled the draw out just
I
like
did.
that.
I did that just for y'all. Just yeah. There was a paper, I should find it because you'll find it funny. Like these, I guess, Board University of Kansas researchers were like, is Kansas as flat as a pancake? And they did a whole study on that got published that proved yes, it's flatter actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And also, you're saying all these state names, and all I'm hearing is corporate needs you to find the difference between these two pictures. That's where I was going with the joke. Sorry.
Okay.
You invited me. I'm in the house now.
Oh man, that's good. I got forwarded this like meme video that apparently went viral like 7 years ago, and I didn't see it, but I guess this like Australian group did a song that's pretty funny. It's like a screaming. Actually, I'll share it with you guys because I think you appreciate that. But anyway, they listed all of these countries out that need to like get along better, you know, and then they listed Florida. I was like, I'm so glad that Florida is listed in this list of countries that need to get along better because I agree. Anyway, this made me laugh a lot. You can watch that. Watch that. watch that later. I have something somewhat as we continue to have people join. I have a share, I guess, or I'm not sure if folks are familiar with or have heard of the focus specification from the FinOps group. Focus is really kind of adjacent to our world, but focus stands for FinOps cost and usage specification. So it's basically cloud billing spec. Yes, it's a blurry affiliation. They are going to be opening a rec soon for someone who to help run the product direction. So this would be there, and they're looking for someone who kind of has a blend of prior experience in working with standards, but also working for/with the cloud service providers. And I thought this group might know some people who would be a good fit potentially for this job.
Oh, do some reading. I've definitely come across various FinOps people.
Yeah.
And thinking about that, there is under the Cloud Native, the CNCF Slack, there is officially a user group for financial services.
Oh, cool.
They never meet, but they exist.
Well, I mean, the Slack exists, so
yeah.
Um,
Someone last posted a message there December 2023, but yeah.
Maybe I'll break the ice with the October 2024 post.
There you go.
Yeah.
At least once a year, someone should post to that channel. But yeah, it's UG-financial, and then you'll find it from there over on the CNCF side. Which I only know because I used to be more involved in that kind of stuff. Anyone else looking for more contract work there? All right. Let's see. I don't see distribution spec folks here right now. So I won't even mention the action item until someone like Mike shows up, which he might show up later on. He tends to do that a bunch. I put on here the one that kind of caught my attention lately was someone asking about how do we handle hard links between layers? Thought that might be an interesting little discussion topic. So it was right around the same time.
Yeah, they were probably born at the same discussions, I bet.
Quite possibly.
This hard links one was hard for me.
Yeah.
I think there's an implication in here that Docker handles it differently based on which part of Docker you're exercising. Which is both unsurprising and disappointing. But it is a little bit surprising because I would think that they were very particular about keeping all that code normalized for layer
Was
creation.
was BuildKit the one that allowed the hard link to go between and the export did not?
I don't know. There's a lot in here, and most of it isn't the thing that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
It would be good to clarify, but I don't know if there's already inconsistent behavior. I don't know what good clarifying is going to do. If it's going to lead to the positive change we want.
Yeah, it looks like Docker save is, I was saying export, but Docker save is the thing that kind of delinks the hard link, turns it into a normal file, which I kind of like the BuildKit behavior better. I'm sure there's a BuildKit person somewhere, like, finally he likes our stuff. But I've also been avoiding chiming in too much just because it gets a bit technical and I don't know the implications of the decision. Because if you flatten it, you're effectively saying when you create a layer that you're the layer is something that's independent of all the other layers out there, and it's kind of nice in that you can now take that from one thing to another, but at the same time, it was a link before. Probably makes sense to still be a link.
I mean, historically, layers have never existed in isolation, right? They've always implied some kind of parent chain, some relationship to a parent layer, which itself had some relationship to a parent layer all the way up till the top turtle.
And then people want to do things like rebase images, or now
Yeah,
Docker's got the. I feel like there have been multiple people asking if they can do a copy of a layer between stages of a multi-stage build.
yeah. Which is something you can kind of fake, but it's the layers themselves aren't exposed directly. So the best you can do is a directory and create a reproducible directory that turns into a reproducible layer. And so when you copy it from one image to another, it creates the same layer, which is what we do in the Golang Docker official image. So we make the layer that installs Golang a reproducible layer such that every variant of a given version of Golang is the exact same layer. Even in a base image rebuild, that Go layer is still the same because it has no dependency on the parents. But it's a lot of like bending over backwards to make that work when it probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. Brian, you've also got a bunch of history going way back in the day. Have you had a chance to look at this one? I love calling people out when they have their mic on mute and they're probably in the other room and some kid is screaming in the background. I'm going to guess that's I'm working on 2 meetings and can't jump in right now. Yeah. Next, I think everybody he tagged was from another similar issue, and none of them have chimed in on this either. So that was kind of why I brought it up here. I was like, this one's not going to get any attention unless people start bringing it up. And even then, maybe not. But that was all I put on the agenda. Jory, I know after last week, there were a bunch of comments on the KubeCon schedule. Did Sam get a hold of you?
So I have a set of dates and times to confirm. Let me see. Do I have an email from or a message from Sam? Quick. Oh, possibly. Yeah. Okay. Okay, he wants to move it to better move it to Tuesday. Okay, I will check on that. The option provided was Wednesday from 2:30 to 4:30, but I can ask if Tuesday happens to be available, because that's better for Sam and Mike Brown.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
the two people in this meeting that we're going to attend. I would expect there will be some other people that are there, but the ones that show up to this meeting, they were the two.
Okay, I'll make this note right now. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I know that finding rooms and schedule conflicts and all that stuff are non-trivial at that event, so not expecting a miracle.
I'm kind of
but
surprised. I don't know, or maybe I shouldn't. I've never been to KubeCon, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised.
Technically, I haven't either, but nothing surprised me about KubeCon. Everybody is triple booked the entire time they're there.
Well, it's because everybody's, we can have a meeting. We can have a meeting in person. Except for, so I'll let Sam know I've requested Tuesday.
Cool. Much appreciated. Takes me far too long to find that thumbs up emoji. Apparently, I have not used that one in too long. All right. I had nothing else on the agenda. I did have one PR to review, but that's over in distribution spec. So, anyone else have stuff you want to chat about today?
No, I mean, the other thing, Brandon, is first off, Sam and also Tianon helped do some of the sort of verification of real humans on some of the lists. So since we got a little bit of time back, I'm going to go make some changes to those lists. Let me know if you have anybody scream that they no longer, they're not going to notice. That's the thing. It's like
No one
it's a
ever
silent
screams.
failure sort of
Yeah.
thing. So, but if you determine that someone's missing, just let me know.
Will do. Yeah, and I think one of the big questions we've always had is some of the other affiliated repos, how are maintainers determined for certain ones? Because some of us suddenly get access to commit to the opencontainers.org website repo. Like, how do we get that? It just suddenly appeared. So, might be interesting to sort out some of those back-end details.
I think that would be great. Yeah, because I don't know how you all make decisions about that either. So,
I think it's less not so much how do we make decisions, but how did it happen in OCI, because we didn't know how we got that access. Because it wasn't like any of us got elected to that.
yeah,
It
to
just
for
appeared.
the website.
Yeah, there's like a repo for the website and
Was
probably
that
some similar
recent?
stuff. So I expect that probably a lot of it is just group definitions. And so it might just be that if you get added to this group, you're suddenly a
Yeah,
maintainer of this other thing because we just shared the group.
yeah. I mean, I did add Sam to something recently. So we can probably something along those lines.
Yeah. All right. Well, if nothing else, I'll get you back sometime so you can go work on that stuff. I don't want to hold you up.
All
So
right.
going once, going twice. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. And
Bye.
we'll be back again here next week. Cheers. Bye.